All right, so let's talk about inner strength. What does that even mean when we talk about inner strength? Some people think it's about having a kind of superhuman willpower or always being able to keep it together no matter what happens around you. But really, inner strength isn't about never breaking your sweat or never being triggered by anything. It's actually about learning to be real and authentic and to feel deeply, and then to choose our responses from this really grounded place within yourself, regardless of what's swirling around you. So let's think about inner strength that might happen in everyday life. Let's think about it in everyday terms, because that's what this whole spiritual thing is about. We're in our bodies. Let's do this thing. So imagine you're standing in line at the grocery store. You're tired, the line is long, and the person in front of you is on their phone, like talking really loud, totally oblivious that the line is even moving. And all of a sudden you notice this tiny little trigger of impatience, irritation, even judgment. We can go further than that. People are kind of going to hate really fast now. So that frustration we feel might seem really small, but it can point to a deeper lack of resilience or a lack of patience, a sense that life is working against you rather than with you. Inner strength would mean being able to feel our irritation without being ruled by it, observing the feeling, but remaining in a state of acceptance or calm. Or let's take a social situation. There's not too many social situations the last few years, but, imagine yourself in a group and you realize everyone else seems to be like super confident and they're laughing when you walk in the door and they're sharing stories. And suddenly there's this little voice inside you that says, you don't belong here. What are you doing here? When we kind of lack inner strength, that voice can be loud. It can be paralyzing. And maybe even, you might go silent. You might go shrinking into yourself or become nervous. This is where inner strength would mean a different harmony in the body. It would mean recognizing that little voice or that loud voice, this feeling of discomfort, but standing tall anyway, allowing yourself to be as you are, unsettled, allowing yourself to see it and not changing that to fit in, not faking it. If you need to go sit by yourself, go sit by yourself. This is about authenticity. So let's talk about everyday examples of inner strength. So we're going to flip it from not having any inner strength to here's some examples of having inner strength. When you're in the grocery store line and you might feel the impatience rising up, but instead of letting it consume you or your mind, you instantly recognize it and then remember that you have something you could do. Oh, I remember right now, instead of focusing on this, I could take a deep breath. And I could feel my feet on this ground right now. It's a choice. It's a redirect. Maybe even you smile or give yourself a minute to relax. Tap yourself on the back or something. Instead of spinning into annoyance. So that's a simple act of choosing how you respond. Not because you're perfect. No one is. But because you're, choosing how you want to show up for yourself. And for everybody else in line. So in the group scenario with inner strength, you notice that insecure thought pop up, but you observe it without judging it. Maybe you breathe again, if that's the thing that you choose. Breathe into the discomfort and allow yourself to be as you are. I am me. In this discomfort, I'm reminding myself that I have the right to exist. I have the right to share my voice without comparing it to others or changing myself. So inner strength isn't about never feeling any of these discomforting things. It's about feeling them fully and being a witness and recognizing them, and then grounding ourselves in a deeper sense of acceptance. So how do we start to build this inner strength? How do we activate inner strength? It's surprisingly simple, but profoundly hard. By allowing whatever comes up within us without needing to fight it or avoid it or spiritually bypass it. When we acknowledge our feelings as they arise, we're kind of creating a space for them, space for the feelings that some people want to bypass. Which, ironically, when you allow space for this, it weakens the discomfort's grip on you. Simply from the awareness of it happening. That doesn't take a superpower to do this. It takes a focused reminder. Do you care enough about yourself to do these things? One physical action you could take is practice grounding. Literally, everybody talks about it is because there's a reason. It's an electrical magnetic reason where the auric field must ground itself, or it'll, shock yourself all day long. Trigger, trigger, trigger. But you could feel your heart beating and maybe place your hand on your heart. You can do that at the grocery store. If this is what you need to do to remind yourself of your connection to something bigger, even if it is just the earth below you. So, why does this even matter? Like, I could just be triggered anyway, it doesn't matter. Why would I do this work? Oh gosh. Well, as a soul, you want to progress in another lifetime without having to repeat this crap. But the other one is that it matters to the world. It does matter beyond you. Your cellular body, its aura, and the aura of your whole body creates this pulsing vibe. It seems so personal, right? But inner strength, when truly developed, truly activated through choice, it's contagious. And it's subtle or profound, and it's felt by other people. One person who's grounded and present can shift the energy of an entire room. Think about the ripple effect of that. When one person in a family shows inner strength, they're showing that whole family a new way of being. And every soul gets to choose. They can learn through, example or not. But it does ripple to the choice. Does it ripple to the choice of this lifetime? Possibly. Maybe immediately, maybe later on, but possibly, definitely in another lifetime, because they have been shown this. Calm center. In times of stress or hardship, you're being reminded that you have resilience just at your fingertips. So on a community scale, a person with inner strength inspires others to be grounded and calm, rather than reactive and emotional or judgmental. Imagine what that does to a workplace, oh my gosh, or your neighborhood, even a whole town. When disaster strikes, just like this hurricane I've gone through, you can tell the stable people around you at the grocery store. You can tell the stable people in their cars on the road, in, wherever they are. It's kind of rare right now. But to have the courage to be real and grounded in your inner work rather than avoiding or bypassing the hard stuff, this is what the work is. But we have to understand this is not just raising your vibration. It really has nothing to do with that. except that this work over time will accumulate into a rise of vibration. But there's a natural rise and fall of our energy fields. Here's something really important to know, because we have to be honest about our energy and our vibration. Inner strength isn't about slaying your high vibe or your low vibe. It's unrealistic. What we're going to have is days of low energy. Some days we're moody, we're tired, but this is okay. It has to be okay. You're a human in a body. There's no hierarchy to the vibe. Inner strength is knowing that we're still valuable and connected to something super meaningful, even when we're not feeling positive, because you have the choice to redirect, a choice how to respond. Our vibrational energy is meant to rise and fall like a tide. And by accepting that, you're showing your inner strength either to yourself or to others. There's no need to judge yourself for feeling low. It's natural, and it's even very healthy, contrary to many spiritual teachings. So, how would we expand from within to benefit a whole humanity? That's what a lot of people I talk to are concerned with. How can I help more people? That's what I was concerned with. And I was gifted this understanding of inner strength at a level that's a little different by associating your free will choice of self-empowerment and to proliferate life through your choices by expanding your benefit to humanity, by working on yourself. So it's not the outward work, but it affects a lot of people. When you take responsibility for cultivating your own inner strength, like practicing mindfulness, practicing patience, practicing self-acceptance, self-love, we're contributing to the collective well-being of humanity. Each person doing their inner work, accepting themselves as they are, it inspires others to do the same. And when this becomes a global practice, it's transformative. It means a more resilient humanity that isn't reactive, that isn't constantly tearing itself down with judgment or fear. It's a humanity that's grounded and compassionate, able to withstand challenges with a spirit of unity rather than division. So imagine the impact of millions of people, each one feeling more centered and accepting of themselves, resonating out with that grounded energy. It has the power to change families, communities, and the planet. Inner strength in each of us isn't just about us. It's a gift that flows outward. So let's commit to this work. Not just for ourselves, but for a world that deeply needs each one of us, as we truly are authentic humans. You could join my class on activating inner strength. Just go to my website at www.cindycarterhealing.com. I hope to find you there.